Okay, it is finally, we have a clearing in the rain. I have some free time, so I'm going to finish cutting out the floor pan over there down that corner. Hopefully you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. Over there in that corner, right there, I need to cut out a bit of the top of the pan, so I'm going to put in there, mark it out, and yeah, hopefully at least get this pan tacked in by the end of the day. So we're just going to take and put the pan in. Okay, the pan is now in, and right here, along this brace, there's a lip of metal here that isn't allowing the pan to sit flat, so we're just going to have to take and cut around it, so I'm not cutting out the braces and welding those back in. And remember, whenever you're doing anything like this, don't get impatient about cutting the pan, really anything like this. Don't get impatient. It's a lot easier to cut everything off where it needs to be than it is to accidentally cut it off and then have to take and weld it back on. As you can see here, I didn't follow that advice and I cut a massive piece of steel off that, yeah, it's fine structurally, but it doesn't look good. So we're going to make sure the way they build these cars is from the bottom up in the factory. So on the assembly line, they probably bring in a rolling chassis. The wheels have been attached, and they put the pan down, and then they put the body and the supports down on top of it. So the original pan goes underneath this support beam. Get my fat head out of the way. The pan goes underneath this support beam and is welded underneath it. The old pan is. New pan, yeah, it's not going to happen. You could, but I'm not going to do it. So I'm cutting out around this support so that it'll sit flat. And the original pan, I'm going to take and pull the new pan forward a bit so you can see it. It's funny that when you put the pan in, it really just wants to fall right into place, which is good. And as you can see, right along here, there's an actual lip where the original pan sits over this little lip right here and is spot welded down into place. So what are we going to do? Well, we're going to take and cut this pan to fit perfectly. I'm then going to take and pretty much just drill a bunch of holes where the supports are. I'll place this pan in, go underneath the car, and using a piece of soapstone, mark on the bottom of the pan where the supports are, drill the holes for plug welding, and that's that. However, I hear the Kentucky Derby starting, so I'm going to go watch that. I'll be right back. Okay, just finished watching the Kentucky Derby. For any of those of you who maximum security, congratulations. Now, most importantly when using any power tools, PPE, personal protective equipment. So you got safety glasses, face shield, leather gloves, and now we cut.
One, two, three, fuck it.
Okay. Looks good. Now, let's take our pan. We're getting there. Now, pull it back out and back onto the stands. And now we put it yet again back into the car. It's now lined up pretty well. It's sitting in there where I want it, so we don our safety McGlarses, about the soapstone, crawl underneath, and mark out where the supports are. Okay, yeah, bottom of the pan marked out. I pulled out. To answer any questions, yes, 80% of this process is putting the pan in, marking, pulling it out, fiddling with it, and then putting it back in. Repeat 1,000 times, and you might be ready to put in a pan. Okay, so hopefully you can see, yeah, you can see that pretty well. That's the support. That's the other support. Maybe come over here. Here is the support. Pretty much I just mark out wherever steel touches the underside of the pan, and now every about 4 to 6 inches we're going to drill a hole along the inside of this for our plug welds to go through. So now yet again I'm going to drill a couple holes and then put it back in and make sure that where I drill my holes is where I want them. Yeah, camera's still recording. Wow. So much work. Also, considering how many holes you have to drill for this entire process, don't be like me. Get a new drill bit, a good one, like a Cobalt or a DeWalt, something like that. You guys can argue all you want in the comments about which is better, DeWalt, Cobalt. As long as it drills, it's all the same to me. There's one. There you go. It's like, well, I'm putting 4 to make sure that everything's lining up how I want. Okay, now, we put it back in. Also, for all of you asking where the rest of the $100 Rust-Oleum paint job videos are, yeah, the weather's been awful. It's either the complete wrong temperature or it's raining. So that's why. As soon as I get the pans done, I'll probably start painting after I get this pan done. So, yeah. Be patient, young Padawan, 4 more videos. Come with me. We're going on an adventure to the inside of the car. So, those are pre-drilled in the pan for the seat mount. That's my hole. Hopefully you can see in there. You can't see around the steel. On this one, it's a little bit too far this way, so I'm gonna move it back that a ways a bit. That one's good. That one's good. So, I am going to pull the pan out. I'm gonna pull the pan out. Gonna put the wire wheel on the grinder and grind the, well, not grind, but wire wheel, the frame and the cross member, and put some rust inhibitor on there. So that way, while I'm drilling all the holes in the pan, the rust inhibitor will be drying, curing, whatever you'd call it. And yeah, once the rust inhibitor is fully set, I'm going to grind the edges where I need to weld, and then throw some weld through primer on there and tack it in place. And to hold the pan in place while I'm welding, or at least tack welding, I'm gonna put some self-tapping sheet metal screws into it around the place. So that way it sort of stretches it and compresses it down where it needs to go. And for the keen of you who have noticed that the passenger toe board is missing, yeah, it's rusted away. So I'm gonna have to get some, I think the best I have is 16 gauge sheet steel. I'm gonna make a new toe board to go up there. It's not gonna have any of the, you know, lines and depressions in there like that one, but it will be solid steel and painted and protected from rust, so that's good. As I don't want to ever have to do this again. It's a love-hate relationship. I love working on the car, but it's so hot and humid every time that I come out here to work on it. It's just miserable. So, yeah, this is, welcome to my life. And we're gonna pull the pan out. Pull out the wire wheel. Ah. Okay, because it's only a very light coating of rust on most of it, it's not deep and pitted, I'm gonna use a fine wire wheel. Seriously, if you are going to use something like this, get a face shield. Not safety glasses, though wear those underneath your face shield. These things come flying off constantly, and they will stick in your skin. On your arms, if you're like me, you don't really care, pull them out with tweezers once the job is done. But these things hurt when they hit your cheeks. If you don't have eye protection on, you're gonna go blind. So wear some eye protection. Here we go. Now we're gonna hit it with a bit of rust inhibitor. We have only the finest SP400 rust inhibitor. It's kind of weird. It doesn't fully dry. It's almost stays kind of gummy, and it smells like beef creep, the penetrating oil. Man, do you guys smell colors yet? Okay. We have our holes drilled for the support. Have our hole drills for the support. We have our holes drilled to fit along the back seam. And then I was going to put some holes here along the transmission hump. I realized there's not really a need for me to. It's just right there. So I think I'm probably just gonna tack it on the edge. Is this a showroom car? No, it's not. Is it going to be? Not in my hands. Is it going to be a nice looking driving car that I will more likely drive every day? Most certainly. So, we have the floor pans. Well, the floor pan trimmed to size. And we have the, transmission support? Cross member? Whatever it is. We have the passenger top half of that and down around the sides pretty well. We have that wire wheel. I have some rust inhibitor sitting on it. I'm waiting for that to dry and or cure. I'm not sure which one in the chemical sense. Did I say that we drilled all the holes in the floor pan? I think I did. So, I'm going to let that cure because I can't put the pan in to do anything else before that. And yeah, like I said earlier, for those of you, actually, your name is going to be right here because I forget it. I'm sorry. Asked, where's the $100 Rust-Oleum paint job? Well, the reason why is because when I started, it was beautiful weather. It was perfect weather for it. And then like that, it dropped down to 30 degrees. Okay, well, about 70 degrees is the minimum I want to paint in. The hotter the better, lower the humidity the better. But 70 degrees is it. Then, we're now in the rain season. So essentially, I'm going to put this pan in, and then the next sunny day I have, I'm going to take and paint the hood, and I'll record that and upload it. The hood is, I've pretty much deemed it a piece of crap. Too many rust holes to patch, too crooked for me to straighten. It's just, there's nothing there. So I'm going to prime it and paint it to test and make sure I have all the equipment set up properly and to just sort of get acquainted with the whole thing. I will be using the hood for a while because I can't find one. Can't find a replacement. Made this car from 69 to 70, and I guess there at the Chevy plant there was a strike from 69 to 70, so only a few thousand of these cars were made. And a 69 won't fit it, and a 71 won't fit it. So if you know, let me change that question. If you have in your possession a hood for a 1970 Impala, leave a comment or direct message me on Twitter. Or direct message me on YouTube. I think I have that turned on. If you have one currently in your possession, in good condition, let me know and we will work out a deal. I will happily buy it from you. So, yes, that is pretty much it. So yeah, the $100 Rust-Oleum paint job videos will be coming soon, now that the weather is warmed up. Like I said, it's about 98 degrees outside. The humidity is a little high because it has been downpouring on and off the past few days. Hopefully it's sort of stormed itself out and I'll be able to actually get some work done in the next dry spell. So, yeah, that's it. I'm either going to see you again in about an hour and a half once that stuff cures, or tomorrow because, of course, as soon as I say, oh, you know, hopefully it's rained itself out, I see right over there, yeah, right over there, the clouds, they don't look good. They don't look good at all. It is, yeah, they're dark and ominous, so it might start raining, and if that's the case, I can probably get a bit done. I'll probably transfer this SD card into my waterproof action camera and go head-mounted on my little ball cap like I did for the test video, building the best DIY HD antenna. I'll link that down in the description. It's over on my DTube account. And yeah, I was nominated for a Steam STEM award. I didn't win, but I was nominated, and it's still the best video that I've done on there. So if you have watched it and you upvoted, thank you very much. It means a lot to me. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. I've essentially just been, I work on the car generally for about 45 minutes, an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours. Something like that every other night once I'm done with my work and my school. and pretty much I just take little snippets of videos. So that is, I have about 10 gigabytes of video that need to be edited together to make something vaguely representing a video. So, yeah. I'll see you guys when I see you. Stay awesome.
Frog. I have plenty of frogs. Cheese fries. Yeah, you know when I said it was going to, looked like it was going to rain because there's some ominous clouds over that way? Yeah, they were ominous alright, because sure enough, it rained. And now it's dark. So I have to set up lighting. Also, if you're doing anything like this on an old car, and you don't know how the electrical system's holding up, if you're not using it, keep the battery disconnected. Stop you from accidentally fully discharging the battery. Might have parasitic loss somewhere in the electrical system. So yeah, there's a tip for you. Keep it disconnected for safety. Here we go. So now you guys can see pretty much everything I can. There's some gobs from someone trying to patch stuff together. Yes, I'm rebuilding this. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be a piece of cake. There'd be the steel. Is fully dry? Yeah, dry enough. So now to grind. I have to change the wheel on the grinder. So yeah, there. We have power. Now. Now we change this. No, we're not gonna change this. Not yet. Where are my gloves? Ah, there are my gloves. Apply that gloves. We're just gonna take and we're gonna flip this thing over, dump all the water off of it, so I can put in there tonight. So it's not going to cause any more rust than is required, considering it's getting rained on constantly. And there are my safety glasses. What was that? Power cord line underneath there? Yeah, it's unplugged. Alright, grab safety glasses. Clean them off. Boom. Safety glasses. Apply thy safety McGlasses. Or thy safety squints. Though glasses are recommended. And I don't think I cleaned these at all. I made them worse. Kinda made them worse. Good to know. Okay. Ah, there we go. Now I can see. Yet again, this is the wire wheel, so I'm not wearing a face shield because I have the camera on. It's not recommended, but, you know, anything for them sweet YouTube views.
focus on what's real, man.
Okay, time to change to grinding. Now we're just gonna take and pretty much grind down the old spot welds that got ripped right out of her.
Today, we honor a man who has been an inspiration to our citizens.
I said it before and I'll say it again. Life moves pretty fast.
It's not about personality matrixels and charts. It's all about the bumps in your heart.
Let's take a look at that. Looks pretty good. That needs to be pried off, but that's a job for tomorrow. Let's see. Frame looks pretty good. Also, I shouldn't have to say this, but in case any of you are trying to take and replicate what you see here, this is the fuel line. Yeah, I knew this was here ahead of time. Before you do anything, cutting through steel, anything that makes sparks, know where your fuel line is at. If you hit this with a grinder, especially with, let's say, a cutting disc, and you go through it and fuel starts spilling out and you have 1,000-some-degree sparks there, it's going to cause a fire. Probably won't explode. It might. There will definitely be an uncontrollable fire. So know where those are and, yeah. Leave them be if you're just doing the floor pans. If you want to replace them, now's a perfect time to do so. So, this here looks... What's that? Ah, it's a bit of that sealant that they use. Okay. Yep. There we go. Also, I heard this online. I don't know how true it is. Essentially, well, not essentially, your floor pan is part of the structure of the car. It is part of the integral? It's an important piece of structure. And if you remove all of it, the frame has a possibility of going out of square. So essentially, do one half at a time. Cut out this half, put in one pan, weld it all, so that way it's keeping the car mostly straight, and then cut out the old one. So, yeah, that's my words of wisdom. Pull up, insert, pull up. There you go. Now, shake. I like taking, do like so, the little mixing bowl, stirs up the bottom, flip up to the top, and shake like crazy. Also, all that sand, I don't know if it's gonna be this video, but I did sand blast all this stuff. That's the sand. That seems about right. Now, I have been told that what this is going to do is this is going to essentially burn away wherever we weld, and the rest of it's going to stay stuck on there to prevent rust in between the metal. I try my best to do thin coats, but this stuff comes out crazy fast. See, do we get everywhere? I think we're good. Got along the edges. Get along that. That. That's gonna be cut off tomorrow more than likely. Didn't get a whole lot anywhere else. Yep. Sure, I want a really good coating along here. Are we good? I think we're good. And the last and most crucial part of any project: grab thy beverage of choice, stand back, and be proud of what you have accomplished today. And once you've done that, take and think about what you're going to do next tomorrow. In this case, as long as the weather holds out, I'm going to take and at least get that pan tacked in there. If I have time after that, I'm gonna prime the hood. And if I can get both of those done, I'll be an extremely happy man. So, cheers to you. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, hit like. If you have absolutely hated this video, hit dislike. If you want to take and talk to me, leave a comment. I respond to all of them. And if you happen to have in your possession a 1970 Impala hood that you're willing to part with, leave it in the comments, direct message me on YouTube, direct message me on Twitter, whatever it may be. And yeah, I'm sure we can work something out because I'm in desperate need. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Stay awesome.